Capricorn, for a certain group of you, it's going to be a pretty magical, powerful week. Who is it and what's going to happen? We're going to get into it. Capricorn, this is your week ahead astrology forecast over here on Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. I hope that you know me from my tarot card readings. This is an astrology forecast where I'm going to focus in on the major planetary transits and aspects that are impacting your natal suns. That's right. So if you're clever enough and you really know astrology well, you can replace the ascendant and the moon for how I'm talking about the sun. But then you'll also, because the angles will be the same, like, right? If I'm saying it's impacting natal suns between 0 and 5 degrees Capricorn, and you know that that's where your natal moon is, then the aspect is going to be the same. The angle won't change, but the energy that it creates will be very different, right? Because a moon doesn't have the same relationship with other planets as the sun does. So if you're clever enough, you can absolutely put one in for another, but you have to then translate the impact of the other planets and the relationship with the other planets. So I'm doing this all from the sun's perspective. So for those of you who are born with your natal suns between 0 and 10 degrees Capricorn, you are Cap 1. And for those of you who are born with your natal suns between 10 and 20 degrees Capricorn, you are Cap 2. And for those of you who are born with your natal suns between 20 and 30 degrees Capricorn, you are Cap 3. These three pieces of the Capricorn slice of the zodiac wheel are called decants because they're basically groups of 10 degrees. So why do astrologers break it up this way? Because there's a lot of degrees difference between the beginning and the ending of Capricorn. And since everything is based on the relationships, these geometrical angular relationships with other planets, Capricorn 1s are not going to be experiencing the same relationships as Capricorn 3s. In fact, it could be the difference between a square and a trine. It could be the difference between a sextile and a square. And those relationships are very, very different relationships. So we really got to break it down that way to be more accurate for general readings. So Capricorn, so let's stay general for a second and talk about what's going to impact all of you, and that is Saturn. And Saturn has made a huge move into Pisces. Happened yesterday, actually. It happened yesterday on Tuesday, March 7th, early in the morning. I think it was around 7:40 in the morning, 8:40 in the morning somewhere for us in the US. AM, right? I said in the morning. And that was huge for many reasons. Number one, transits are always a big change of energy because it's like your energy. Now you're going, like, you are not who you are at home. You don't behave the same way if you went to visit your grandmother's house, or if you went to a foreign country that you've never been to that has completely different cultural, ethical, and religious beliefs than you, right? Or if you go over to your friend's house, or if you go over to your in-laws' house. It's like there's different degrees of comfort and the way that, even though you're still you, that you'll behave. So Saturn has just moved into Pisces. And this is not the most comfortable house for Saturn. In fact, I would say that this is almost like Saturn traveling to that foreign country with a complete separate group of ethics, rules, and religions. Like, it is like, who the heck am I here? Right? Like, what do I do with a state of mind that has no boundaries at all, that isn't even connected to reality? Because Saturn is reality, and Pisces is beyond reality. Everything that sits outside of reality. It doesn't mean that it's not the truth. It's just reality is defined by Saturn. It's defined by gravity. It's defined by the laws of physics. It's defined by height, length, and width, and 3 dimensions, and the 5 senses we can sense with. But that's not the only thing that is true. And Pisces is the realm of what hasn't come yet. And only linking to Pisces do you ever manifest anything new. And the beautiful energy and power of Saturn going into Pisces is that now dreams are taken seriously. Now psyche is taken seriously, and we have the master of reality in the realm of dreams. And so he's going to get to work like he always does to now take what hasn't happened yet into reality, into making it new. So a lot of new ideas, very creative time, or a time that it will actually engineer new things, that new inventions, new discoveries into reality. Or it's time for you, Capricorn, to take your dreams into reality and have the ability to focus and those things that haven't been clear for you. And if you feel a little bit foggy, you will feel challenged. This energy will challenge you, but it'll challenge you in a way that will absolutely improve your life, because where you are most vulnerable is where you have the most room to grow. And I think that that's what Saturn's kind of feeling right now in Pisces. So if we personify them a little bit. So now let's get into specifics. Capricorn 1, especially if your natal sun falls between 0 and 5 degrees Capricorn, this is a very, very opportunistic time for you, because your natal sun is sextile to your ruler Saturn that's just entered Pisces. Saturn, I think by the end of this week, might be about 1 degrees Pisces, so that still keeps it in the position of sextile with your natal suns. So when I tell you that this is a very, very powerful time for you to actually get to work on your dreams, especially over the next couple of weeks, dig down and get her done. In fact, there might be, you might not have anything else on your mind. And what Saturn starts, Saturn finishes. And what you start, you finish. And so you may not have ever had the energy to actually, because what Saturn usually likes to work with is what's already there. That's why Capricorns are nicknamed the CEOs of the zodiac. You know, we don't call you the inventors of the zodiac, or the creators of the zodiac, or the creatives of the zodiac, or the artists of the zodiac. No, the CEOs, because CEOs keep things running. The thing is, they've already been created. This is your chance to work in something that has not been created yet, to get your hands into something that is not yet defined, and to add the definition yourself. So this is an extremely powerful sextile, an extremely powerful time for you Capricorn ones. Your birthdays will probably be like at December. It would be December Capricorns, like around up till Christmas time, basically, you guys. So Merry Christmas early, guys, because this is a very lovely position to be in. Now, Saturn itself, which will impact all of you, is also trine to the South Node. Okay, there's more. We got to keep going. Saturn is also trine to the South Node, and it will be also trine to Mars by the end of this week. Why does that matter? Well, for Cap 1s, what does that mean? It means that you will become very, very comfortable with your talents and skills. You will know that you've worked hard. You will know that you deserve it. You will accept your actions. You will feel very harmonious with your ability to achieve and accomplish, or be able to put your mind and focus on something that you're very comfortable with, which will help you with that beautiful sextile between your natal suns and Saturn. Get things done. You're going to be working in your comfort zone, but you're going to be working productively. No, it's not working in your comfort zone. You're going to be working productively through your comfort zone to deal with your very discomfort zone with Saturn and Pisces, and that's going to make you make something just absolutely magical. I'm telling you that right now. It's Saturnian kind of magic, and I love that energy. You will get maybe an overwhelming sense of peace with what you can do and what you've done, and actually give yourself credit where you haven't given yourself credit before. Capricorn 2s, there is some challenging energy around you guys. I'm not even going to say that there isn't, because your natal suns are going to be square to this Jupiter Chiron conjunction. Now, it's like that for a while, so don't expect that to change for a while. So what do? How do you work with it? Conjunctions can go one of two ways, either really, really good or really, really bad. They're just a lot of energy to handle, right? So how do you handle the planet of expansion and fortune and opportunity with Chiron, which is the teacher through suffering and pain and struggle? Basically, how do I use what I've suffered through, what has caused me pain? How do I use that? What lessons did I learn from it to help my life grow and let me expand? This could be the fortune of all fortunes, since you've really had to go through the muck in order to earn the fortune that you're getting. And honestly, this is beautiful energy for you because you guys overwork yourself like crazy. I think for you, this square means that you might be having trouble either accepting that you don't deserve the pain and suffering, you deserve the lesson from it, right? You deserve to be able to move past it, or you're dealing with something really rough that you don't know how to handle right now. So take notes. Really, take notes and let the struggle and let the questions, write the questions down if you have to. Like, why is this happening? Why did it act like this? Why did it go like this? What? Like, take notes, because you will eventually be able to come back from them and come back to them, and they will be a foundation for your learning and your self-discovery and your growth. And that's the best way to use that energy, because it does have potential to be something really beautiful. And when you face a square, when your natal sun is square to anything, when it faces it and accepts it and learns from it, it gets a huge push forward from it. This is like the test you never thought you'd pass. You have to study, all your friends are out playing, but you end up getting an A on it when everybody else got a C. You know, you end up throwing off the curve in the class because you faced it, right? So face this square, face this discomfort, and take notes to learn as much as you can from these challenging situations. Aries is here. I mean, it's happening in Aries. And so it could very well have to do with something with your physical self, with your body, like trying to figure out what to do or how to work with it or why it's changing. And feel free to ask for advice as well. It's like, what can I learn from these experiences? What are they trying to teach me? Even if you're in pain, and even if you're scared, and even if you're worried, always ask, what is this trying to teach me? And write down any little notes, even just a few words a day. What is this trying to teach me? And I promise you that great things will come from it. I absolutely do. It's not about manifestation. It's about learning and being educated and educating yourself so that you grow instead of resisting it. Okay? For Capricorn 3s, there's also a lot going on for you right now. It's your natal sun that's conjunct to Pluto, and it will be for the next year, and it has been for a while. So there are major changes that are happening in your life. What are those major changes? What are the major impacts? Because remember, anything that you, actually it's especially for those Capricorns who are born very close to Aquarius season. So say between like the 17th, 18th, 19th, maybe the 18th, the 21st of January. It's especially you guys, because that means Pluto's sitting right on top. Pluto is at 29 degrees. Yeah, I think 29 degrees. 29 degrees Capricorn right now. So it's you guys that are going to get the most impact. If your natal sun is between 25 and 30 degrees, it's a really tight conjunction for you. And what sits sextile to you? Neptune. Neptune is sextile to you guys, and Venus is square to you guys. So there may be changes coming, especially to your romantic relationships, because you have been too fantastical, or you have dreamed too much, or believed your dreams so much, or you've chased your dreams to the point of getting yourself into conflict with your romantic partner. It doesn't mean it has to ruin you. In fact, it is or there's been conflict with your love life. You maybe have been single for 10 years, or you always wanted children, but now you're 45 and you run a company, but you still don't have what would really truly make you happy. There's a sense there, or you've worked really hard and you're being undervalued, or there's a question or challenge to your value right now. Even though you have a lot of great ideas, people might be undermining you or not believing in your ideas. So this is a really good time to kind of sit back and assess the truth of what you value and how you want to be valued, and to make a checklist about, you know, am I being valued that way? Am I seeing people, do I value what I have in my life enough, or do I have the wrong things in my life, right? This is a good time for you to go through that. Since Venus is in Aries, this could once again have something to do with your body, your shape, like how you think you look, how you perceive yourself. Sextile to Neptune can make you very, very creative, you know, very, very in tune with possibilities, and very capable, like opportunities to maybe do something about it, or want to do something about it. But is it in your pocketbook right now, right? Is it, are you really capable of it? You know, do you want it? Like, do you want that great figure, or do you just want the benefits that come from it? That kind of thing. Because the great figure means you're going to have to be in the gym 6 days a week for an hour a day, right? So there's just that sense of, do you really want it, or does it just look pretty? Is it a great concept to you? It's definitely something you might want to ask yourself. Capricorn 3's your natal sun is also, hold on, Neptune create. It's also trine to the North Node. Yep. So the North Node is, oh, no. Yes, it's at the very end degrees of Taurus. Well, it's at the very beginning degrees of Taurus. So I think that would make it trine to, yeah, you're not trine the South Node, the North Node. I take that back. That would actually be Capricorn 1s that are trine to the North Node, which means you guys are absolutely ready to move forward and make changes in your life. And the fact that you are also sextile to Saturn in Pisces is more happy energy and good news for you. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Guys, I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a really, really wonderful week. Please feel free to leave your comments below and let me know. I'm going to ask you a question here. Who is the ruler of your decant? Because each decant has a sub-ruler. Saturn is always your main ruler, but each decant has a sub-ruler. So who is the ruler of your decant? Do you know? You can easily find it on Google. Let me know. Let me know if you did, and let me know how you're experiencing this energy in your life. And then definitely come over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot, and maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and check out what the Intuitive Tarot has to tell you about your life and how to guide you. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.